The Bellamy at Milledgeville, community and lifestyle for the modern college student. Close to campus, fully gated, and a full-service professional staff. Come take a tour at the Bellamy or apply today at bellamymilledgeville.com.
Hello and welcome to GC360, where news comes full circle. I'm Merritt Dismuke.
And I'm Fagan Kennedy. We bring you news from the Georgia College campus and across the Milledgeville community.
On Tuesday, March 19th, voters in Milledgeville said yes to Sunday brunch with adult beverages. It was called the Brunch Bill because the Georgia legislature passed a measure allowing communities to decide whether restaurants could start serving alcohol at Sundays at 11 a.m. Turnout was small, very small. Just 224 people voted in a city of about 20,000. Almost 64% said yes. I went downtown and talked to restaurant operators to see how things are going.
As far as business being affected, we've only had it this past Sunday. Then of course we had the mimosas and Irish coffees. It's been a good idea for it to have been passed, especially competing with Bollywood on Saturday and Sundays because they have a really good brunch. So I'm hoping we can compete with them.
Oh, we have been seeing more customers coming in earlier in the day. We do brunch Saturdays and Sundays, and so Sunday morning we have been seeing a lot of people coming in very early. We do like specialty mimosas and Bloody Marys, and so they're always clamoring at 11 o'clock to have them. The sooner we can serve alcohol to citizens and residents of Milledgeville, the better. We want to give them what they want. As soon as we heard about it, I said, yeah, pass it immediately, please. Make it even earlier.
All this brunch bill talk is making me hungry. Brunch is now even more enjoyable in Milledgeville. I'm starving.
Mark your calendars for the 6th annual Art Healthy event on April 13th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Front Campus. Inspired by Michelle Obama's Let's Move campaign, this event has brought local businesses, vendors, and organizations dealing with art and health services to the local community for the past 6 years. You're seeing last year's event. The Art Healthy Festival aims to improve the lives of Middle Georgians by educating them on healthcare inequality, drug and alcohol safety, diet and exercise, and artistic practices. The festival offers live music and dance performances, group fitness demonstrations, health and safety lessons, and educational activities for children. Some of the vendors include Allied Arts, National Alliance on Mental Illness, Baldwin County Healthcare Department, and United Healthcare, among others. So bring your family and friends out to Front Campus to enjoy this event.
When we return, you've probably seen something like this. If you were confused when you did, you'll want to stay tuned.
The Bellamy at Milledgeville, community and lifestyle for the modern college student. Close to campus, fully gated, and a full-service professional staff. Come take a tour at the Bellamy or apply today at bellamymilledgeville.com.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom.
It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Welcome back to GC360. There have been 2 gas leaks over the past 2 months in Milledgeville. The GC alert system provided effective but chaotic, as you probably remember. Our reporter Maggie Barnhart looking into the situation.
Where can I not go? How long do I stay away? These are probably just a few of the questions that went through your head when you saw a similar message pop up on the computer screen of your classroom for the first time. But what about the second time? 8:13 a.m. was when many Georgia College students were awoken or told to evacuate the McIntosh-Wilkinson Street area by calls, texts, and voicemails from the GC alert system. The question is, how does this happen twice, and why weren't the instructions more precise?
It was the same situation as the first time. It was an accidental hitting of a gas line by a backhoe tractor. Well, when you're dealing with gas, you're talking about like a radius area, and you can't tell people to go and evacuate to front campus because we don't know where you are. We don't want you to actually have to walk through the area that we want you to try to evacuate from. So it's just a matter of telling people just avoid that area.
Following the 2 gas leaks, public safety has been working to improve GC alert.
Because of those 2 incidences, we were able to review our templated messages that we have for that, and we were able to provide a little more detail.
In case of future emergencies on the Georgia College campus, use common sense and make sure to follow the guidelines that public safety has given. Reporting for GC360, this is Maggie Barnhart.
We want to update you on the shooting of a Georgia College student in February. Lawson DeLoach tells us he's recovering at home and is scheduled to get screws and plates removed from his mouth on April 10th. He was shot in the arm, shoulder, and cheek and spent 17 days in the hospital. DeLoach says the perpetrator was a man who owed him money. As he was driving the man home, DeLoach says the man put a gun to his head and told him to pull over. McQuavius Malik Hall was arrested shortly after the shooting on charges of aggravated assault, possession of a firearm while committing a crime, and motor vehicle hijacking. Hall has been held in the Baldwin County Jail since his arrest. The next step in this case should be an indictment handed down by a grand jury. That could happen the next time the grand jury meets in May. But in Georgia, suspects in serious felony cases can be held for up to 2 years before they are indicted. Lawson DeLoach has withdrawn from Georgia College, and he says he plans to go to Georgia Southern in the fall.
Georgia College has named a new police chief. Brett Stenell comes from Columbus State University, where he has served for 13 years on the police force, rising to the rank of lieutenant. In a telephone interview, Stenell said he is looking forward to getting to know people at Georgia College. He said, quoting now, "I want to hit the ground running with how we can further expand and enhance public safety for the institution. The first step is to observe and gather information of where we are and where we want to be, and start implementing process to bridge the gap between the two. My first priority is that people have a feeling of safety and security first and foremost." Brett Stenell joins the Georgia College community Tuesday, April 9th. Coming up, our sports team has your weekly update. We give you your weekly stats and catch up with some information, intramural games.
Find out how the tailgate tour went and find out how the baseball team is doing. We'll be right back after the break.
The Bellamy at Milledgeville, community and lifestyle for the modern college student. Close to campus, fully gated, and a full-service professional staff. Come take a tour at the Bellamy or apply today at bellamymilledgeville.com.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 68 children is diagnosed with autism. That's about a 30% increase in 2 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom.
It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to GC360. It's time for your weekly sports update. I'm Herndon Lee. Spring intramurals has kicked off and everybody is back on the fields enjoying the warm weather and competition. Georgia College offers many late spring sports. Of course, there's a softball and ultimate frisbee. But did you know you can play beach volleyball, tennis, 4x4 flag football, cornhole, and a brand new sport, Can Jam? The Wellness Center reports that many teams have signed up and taken the field as spring arrives and we wind down toward the end of the semester. Good luck to all the teams competing this season and hope you come away with that championship t-shirt. This Saturday, Georgia College put on a tailgate tour to celebrate the 50 years of Bobcat athletics. Our own Lindsay Bishop was there.
It was a glorious early spring Saturday. Blue skies, a baseball doubleheader, and a softball doubleheader. There were lots of free hot dogs and free t-shirts. Georgia College hosted a tailgate tour on Saturday, March 30th. The idea was to boost attendance at Bobcat sporting events, which often play to small crowds.
So the first tailgate tour I've ever been to, have you ever been to one?
I've been to a few.
Okay. It was really good. There were free hot dogs, free chips, free water.
Yeah.
It was just a really good experience. Everybody was really into it.
It's just a great atmosphere, especially, you know, college students be able to rally around the sports teams we have here and just be
it was
together.
high energy.
High energy,
for sure.
high intensity. So I really enjoyed it. It's great sense of community, I think.
Yes.
So,
I was working as a volunteer for the Wellness and Recreation Center. We gave out more than 400 hot dogs. The teams did their part too. The Bobcat softball team won both games of their doubleheader against Francis Marion 8-6 and 2-1. And the baseball team came through too, beating Florida Tech 14-9 in their first game and 7-6 in the second game.
Yeah, I think it'd be a really awesome thing for the tailgate tour to continue to grow and just innovate and still be around campus. I think it's an awesome thing that's been new this year. I've really enjoyed the impact it's had on campus and the presence.
Yeah, it's a good place for friends to just get together and to have some fun, eat good food, and just be entertained.
Yeah.
Go Bobcats.
Go Cats.
It's not too late to catch your Bobcats in action. On Tuesday, April 9th, the baseball team will play Albany State, and the softball team will take on Alabama Huntsville at 4 p.m. For GC360, I'm Lindsay Bishop.
With the series 2-1 win over Florida Tech, the Bobcats baseball team is now 18-13 overall and fourth in the Peach Belt Conference with a 9-7 record. The team travels to Lander this weekend for 2 games and returns to Milledgeville April 9th and 10th for games against Albany State and Clark Atlanta. Coming up on GC360, we find out what it's like to be a diversity peer educator. And Elise is here to cook up a storm. Stay with us.
Welcome back to GC360. Are you interested in finding a job that will help you in expanding your horizons? Well, look no further. The Office of Inclusivity here on campus is looking for diversity peer education. Our own Lindsay Bishop went to their open season to learn more about what it means to be a peer educator.
To engage students and faculty, both in creating a more diverse and inclusive campus here at Georgia College.
Serena went on to explain the requirements for applicants. Students have to be a full-time student, meaning they are taking 12 credit hours. Applicants must have a 2.5 GPA or higher. The main requirement was passion for diversity. Lydia Atkins talked about common misconceptions DPEs shed light on.
Diversity that we can't see on this campus. There's a lot of mental health and socioeconomic status is represented, and it's not always stuff you can see.
Giovanna Cruz mentioned her favorite event they hosted this semester.
We had a past event a couple weeks ago. It was about intersection discrimination, and my favorite activity that we did for it was the privilege walk, being put in someone else's identity and seeing how it affects them.
There were several prospective applicants in attendance. During a sit-down interview with Zachary Gillum, he explained the reason he's interested in applying for a position with DPE.
I believe diversity is a necessity in college. Me, myself, being a person of color, it's good to be surrounded by people that are like me. Being surrounded by people who are, like, I don't know, all the same isn't as fun. So I believe, yes, diversity is very, very important.
From GC360, I'm Lindsay Bishop.
Dance Marathon is practically upon us. We looked into what it takes to put on this event. Anna Francis Evans has that.
This Saturday, April 6th, we are preparing so much. We have the morale dance all ready. All our morale leaders are so excited. Color teams are ready, getting street signs all together. Centennial looks amazing. We are so pumped, so please come out and join us.
GC Miracle is a student organization that has been raising money for years to build a new children's hospital in Macon. It is the largest student-led fundraiser on campus. A new Beverly Knight Olson Children's Hospital opened in February. One feature of the hospital, an activity room, specially designed for children. And now, GC Miracle has a new goal: raise $251,000 this year, almost $1,000 more than last year.
Basically, 2 years ago, we signed a letter of intent saying that we would fundraise $1 million for them in 4 years. So we have to obviously uphold that promise. So the money's still going to, like, the hospital's still technically being paid for, and then just in the future it'll be towards providing, like, continuing to provide the world-class equipment that they already have, and to just make sure that they're the most well-equipped that they possibly can to serve Middle and South Georgia to the best of their abilities.
If you would like to contribute to GC Miracle's donor drive, go to events.dancemarathon.com. With GC360, I'm Anna Francis Evans. This week, we start a special segment called Cooking with Elise. GC360's Elise Denoulet is an international student from France, and she is going to show us how she cooks a very special French dish she made for the international dinner.
Hey, I'm Elise and I'm French, and today I'm going to cook for the international dinner. I am going to make French toast, which we call in French pain perdu, which can mean lost bread. So I just wash my hands and tie my hair, and we're gonna cook. For this recipe, you're gonna need eggs, you're gonna need milk, sugar, powdered sugar, and of course bread, because we're French, we love bread. So we're gonna cook for around 300 people. But I'm gonna start with like small quantities. So I'm gonna do, like, for instance, 6 eggs first, and then I'm gonna make it again and make it again and make it again so that I don't have a whole 20 eggs in the same pan. I'm gonna add a bit of milk. So honestly, for quantities, you can find a recipe online, but how we do it in France, it's a recipe we do really quickly when, like, we want a breakfast or whatever. So we just don't really measure the quantities, we just wing it. Same for sugar. To know if it's good, if it's like sweet enough, what I usually do is I do a test toast. So I'm just gonna pour the toast into the mix, wait until it soaks, and then I'm gonna put it into the grill. And then we'll see, we can try it, taste it, and see if it's sweet enough. We can add sugar if it's not sweet enough, or we can keep it like that. So now that the bread has soaked into the mix, I'm just gonna put it into the grill. And wait till it becomes a bit golden. See how it's becoming brownish? That's how you know that it's gonna be cooked. So, you can try now. Tip for the pros, you can even spread a bit of powdered sugar above before serving to your guests. Cooking for GC360, I'm Elise.
Speaking of the international dinner, it was held on Saturday, March 30th in Magnolia Ballroom for the 34th year in a row. Our director, Gabby Duchateau, was our eyes and ears.
India, Pakistan, Mexico. These are just a few countries represented by current Georgia College students. Students gathered Saturday, March 30th to put on the 34th Annual International Dinner. The event showcases one aspect of the Georgia College ethos.
I will say that the International Dinner it means diversity, it means celebration, happiness. It's the biggest event where all of our international students and people who are in the international club come together so they can celebrate their ethnicity, their religion, their country, and show it to others.
Diners have the opportunity to learn about the cultures here at Georgia College, while feasting on cuisine from 30 different countries and watching international students put on talent and fashion shows. The dinner has another purpose. It helps international students come to Georgia College.
Each of the tickets that we sell tonight, along with donations, goes towards a scholarship fund. So those international students who can't afford to come to Georgia College to study, sometimes if they can be given scholarships so that they may be able to come here.
Events like the International Dinner are important for the Georgia College community to come together and unite as a school despite differences in cultural backgrounds. Reporting for GC360, I'm Gabrielle Duchateau.
That's all for this edition of GC360. I'm Merritt Dismuke.
When we're not on air, we keep you up to date on our social media pages and our website, gc360news.com. And I'm Fagan Kennedy, always available to you, GC360, where news comes full circle.
Community and lifestyle for the modern college student. Close to campus, fully gated, and a full-service professional staff. Come take a tour at the Bellamy or apply today at bellamymilledgeville.com.